Most people do social media wrong, and that's why they're not getting results. Then they start to play the blame game. They start blaming social media platforms for their failures. YouTube's out to get me. Instagram's out to get me. Facebook's out to get me. When in reality, they just either suck at it or they didn't get started with social media marketing the right way. So in this video, I'm going to share with you the exact step-by-step process of how to get social media marketing the right way. So let's get into it. Step number one, to decide what kind of content you want to create. So it needs to be within one of these three buckets. Number one, it needs to be entertaining. Now, if you're like, Phong, I have no personality. Phong, I'm not entertaining. Then all good, you can do the second bucket, which is educational. So educational is where you're literally educating the audience. Where the third bucket is a combination of both. If you're entertaining and you have something to teach, you can combine the two. Now, step number two is to choose a content strategy. And by content strategy, I mean formatting. There's three types of formats. So the first format is going to be pictures, images, graphics. The second format is going to be written. It's like blog articles or written posts on Facebook and LinkedIn. The third format is going to be video. And so out of these three, as of this recording, videos are going to be performing the best. And of course, it's going to depend on what sort of platform you're posting on. But overall, Reels are very hot right now and YouTube Shorts are very hot right now. And so videos, quick videos under 60 seconds are going to be performing better than the other formats. So there's three different ways that you can go about recording video. The first way is what most people are used to, which is shooting one-off videos. Click the record button and I start shooting. I look directly into the camera. The second way is to document. So it's just documenting your day-to-day. You literally have a camera recording your whole day and what you do throughout the day. So maybe I'm on a coaching call, maybe I'm on a client call, maybe I'm getting some work done, maybe I'm doing a talk, but the camera is literally documenting everything you do within the day. And then the third way is to create a long form piece of content. So this could be something like a podcast interview. This could be something like a webinar or a workshop that you do, but it's long form. And so there are pros and cons of doing each one. Now, if you're looking for time efficiency and you don't have a lot of time to really record content, then it might be best to document, to literally have the camera documenting your day-to-day. Another great way is if you already have a podcast or you're doing some sort of workshop, you can actually record you doing that. And what you can do after is you can clip it up into small little social media clips and post it on social media. Now, if you're looking for performance, then the best one's probably going to be shooting one-off videos. Now, of course, the quality matters, the outline matters. And so if it's really poor, then it's not going to do well. But the great thing about shooting one-off videos is you have time to create some sort of script or some sort of outline, and you can do some research into what people want and what videos are wanted and needed, and then you can shoot it. Now, step number three is going to be research. So research is identifying who exactly your avatar is, who exactly are the people that you're talking to and you're reaching out to. And so you want to get really specific about this. What is their age? What is their gender? What is their ethnicity? What kind of clothes do they wear? What language do they speak? What language do they use? What are some pain points that they have? Etc., etc., etc. The more descriptive and the more in tune that you know who your audience is, the better you can actually relate your message to that audience. And so Mr. Beast, he is one of the most fastest growing YouTubers in the world. The advice that he gave was whenever he looks at the camera, he envisions who his avatar is, who his audience is. He has a picture in his mind of who they are. Step number four is to decide which platforms you want to be on. There are so many social media platforms to be on. Now, what you want to understand is organic platforms versus mature platforms. So mature platforms have been in business for a while now. There are social media platforms that have been here, gotten to the point where they have so many users, and now it's time for them to monetize. It's time for them to start making money off ads. So they're going to reduce the amount of reach that you get whenever you post to incentivize you to pay them ads. Organic platforms are platforms that are still new. They're still trying to acquire more users. And so what they'll do is they'll give you more reach. They'll give you more people seeing your post whenever you post, because they want you to be on that platform. They want you to post on that platform more. So they're not really thinking about monetization yet. They're still focused on acquiring more users. And once they have those users, then they can start monetizing and decreasing your reach. And so you want to be thinking which platforms have the most organic reach. So as of right now in 2023, YouTube Shorts has an insane amount of organic reach. Facebook Reels, believe it or not, is making a comeback. Facebook has been in business for a long time, and for a long time, the reach wasn't that great, but Facebook Reels is trying to get people back on the platform. So you're starting to see a spike, but it's probably not going to be there for long as people start to find out the secret. And then TikTok is still relatively organic. And of course, I could be talking about these platforms now, and tomorrow there's a new platform that increases their organic reach, right? And so think about organic reach and double down on those platforms. That's where most of your efforts should be, because you'll get more people seeing your post and you'll get more ROI for your time. Another thing to think about is once you figure out who your audience is, figure out which platforms they're more likely to be on. And so someone that's younger probably isn't going to be on Facebook, right? Someone who's younger is probably going to be on Instagram and TikTok and probably YouTube. Someone who's a little older will probably be on LinkedIn and Facebook. And so that's why understanding who your ideal avatar is so important, is you can then start to be where they're at and hang out in the platforms that they're on. So if you're getting value out of this so far and you're still here, make sure you smash that like button. That's going to show the YouTube algorithm that you're here and you're loving this. Please take a few seconds to do so. I would really appreciate it. Now let's get back into the video. Step number 5 is to create a plan of attack. Decide when are you going to post. And generally, the best times to post are anytime between 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Of course, there's going to be variability between platform and platform, and even days. But you can look at the analytics and you can see what days are the best days to post specific to you. And so when you get started, just post anytime between 8 and 5, and then you can try different times every week. And then you can look at the analytics to see when your audience is on. Now, this also means how often you're going to post. I recommend that when you get started, you should be posting at least once per day. And the reason why I say one per day is because it builds the discipline and it builds the habit of you posting content and understanding it. And so one time a day, and then eventually you can ramp up to 4 to 5 times a day. Now you might be thinking, Phong, 4 to 5 day sounds like a lot. Why should I be posting 4 to 5 times a day? And the reason why you want to be posting 4 to 5 times a day is because if you want to generate leads and you want to grow your business, then you need more people understanding and knowing who you are. And so the only way to do that through social media is by posting more. If you're posting more, you give yourself a chance to reach more people. If you're posting only one a day or one every few days or once a month, it's not going to do as well as someone who's posting more often. And of course, the quality matters. Okay, I'm not saying that you should jeopardize the quality by posting 4 to 5 times a day. You should still focus on the quality. But if you couple that with quantity, it's going to be explosive. It's going to do a lot better than someone who's not posting as often. Now, also think about when you're going to be creating the content, right? Create a schedule, a plan during your week of when you're going to be creating content. Now, before you actually start posting, make sure you have at least 1 month of content planned and ready before you start your first post. That way, when you start posting, you're not worried about when the next post is coming. You have a batch, you have a month's worth of content, and you're just always a month ahead. Within your plan, that's when you start to come up with content ideas. Now, some people ask me, should it be related to your business? Should it be related to your niche? Yes, it's important to create most of your content around your niche, but it's okay if you post other things that you're interested in. Just don't do it too much. So for example, if you're an accountant and all of a sudden you like gardening and you want to put gardening posts, it's okay to do a few, but really focus the majority of your posts in your niche and what you're interested in. Now, if you're having a hard time with creating content ideas, you can start doing some research. Look up what people are interested in on YouTube and Google, and you'll see the top results for videos and articles on what people are already posting, and you can emulate that and can use that and tailor it to your own voice and your own personality. Another way is to go to ChatGPT and go in ChatGPT and type in content ideas for your specific niche or business, or industry. And so those are some ways that you can create some content ideas. Okay, step number 6 is start producing content. And so here's a common mistake to avoid. A lot of people, when they get started, is they overthink their content. Analysis paralysis. They overthink and they don't do anything. They don't take any action. If you overthink about what's going to be performing, what's not going to be performing, truth is you don't know. There's been plenty of posts where I think a post is going to do well and it ends up flopping. And in reverse, there's been times where I think a post is not going to do well and it ends up doing really well. So you actually never know. So I tell people to put it out there. Then afterwards, you can look at the analytics to start to understand what people like. But if you are just getting started, to just put everything out there. Step number 7 is to start editing the content. Edit it to be contextualized to each platform. So what do I mean by that? Each platform is different. A platform like LinkedIn is a lot more professional, right? The tone is going to be a lot more professional. A platform like TikTok is going to be very loose and really funny, and it's not as strict. A Facebook audience is going to be a little older. So think about each platform in a way that you're talking to different people, right? So you're going to be talking to your friend a lot more differently than you're talking to your parent, to a lot more differently to someone that you're talking to, like a police officer. You're going to be really nice to your police officer. But think of it that way. Each platform is going to have a specific type of person. And so you want to contextualize your voice and your editing to that platform. Step number 8 is to post the content according to your plan. Now you can use a scheduler. And people ask me, Phong, is it a good idea to use the social media post scheduler? Well, it depends. If you're someone who's getting started and you're posting maybe 1 time a day, then it's probably just better to not use a scheduler, right? It's better to probably just post directly on the platform. That way you kind of get used to it. Now, there's also rumors out there that if you use a social media scheduler, then it might decrease your reach because you're not posting directly to the platform. You're doing it through a third party. And so the social media platform might penalize you for posting on the third party. And so it's all rumors. There's no fact. It hasn't been confirmed by the social media platforms. They'll probably never tell us, but that's one thing to keep in mind. Now, if you're posting like me 4 to 5 times a day across 5 or 6 different platforms, and I don't have a huge team, I have a team, but I don't have a huge team, then it might be better to use a scheduler because it saves you time. It saves me time of having to, throughout the day, post 4 to 5 times a day. I can schedule it out for a month and then I'm good. Now, step number 9, and this is the final step, is to review your analytics. So personally for me, I have a spreadsheet of all the different metrics and analytics that I'm keeping track of. And so this allows you to analyze and strategically think, what sort of content should I create in the future? And so if you're not analyzing your content, then you don't know what content people are liking. And if you don't know what content people are liking, how can you create more of it? And so instead of just throwing spaghetti at the wall and hoping that one of the posts do well, you do that first, but then you see which one sticks. Then you can create more content like that. And so some of the metrics that are really important to have is how many followers are you gaining? How much reach are you getting per post? How many posts are you putting out? Which ones are the top performing posts? So this one is particularly important. Video retention. Where are people watching the video until? Which point of the video do people start to drop off? And so you can start analyzing where people drop off and figure out, why are people dropping off here? Maybe I should do something different here to keep their attention to watch longer. And so those are some of the metrics to keep track of whenever you're doing analysis. So that's the 9-step process of how to get started with social media marketing the right way. But before we wrap up, here are some closing thoughts. So a lot of people, when they get started with social media marketing, they think that they should immediately get results. And so the truth is you're not going to get results immediately. And so a lot of people start to get demotivated and then they stop. And so the key to social media is to be consistent. And by being consistent, I don't mean for a few weeks or even a few months. I mean years. It's going to take you years to really build an audience. It's going to take you years to build something meaningful. And so just like anything else, nothing great in life comes easy. And so if you are expecting to get quick results, then this is probably not the strategy for you. Now, because a lot of people are looking for that instant gratification, they're going to quit early, and that allows you to win in the long run because you are not focused on quick results. Your focus is in the long term. If you made it this far, then thank you so much. If you enjoyed this video, you're probably going to enjoy another one I recently made up here. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. I would really appreciate it. I'll see you in the next video.